We keep coming back to film, or at least I keep coming back to film. David Lynch is involved with with Wait for Me. Did he do the cover artwork?
No, I drew all the artwork. When I recorded the album in my bedroom and I drew the artwork on my kitchen counter, he directed the first video for Shot in the Back of the Head. And I mean, I have to say the old punk rocker in me is very happy with the first single, because it's the song Shot in the Back of the Head, which is an instrumental that will probably never get played on radio, and a dark video from David Lynch that will never get played on TV. And we gave it away for free.
Yeah.
So
and then the weird thing was, once the album went up for sale, that was the best-selling track.
Yeah. It just goes to show that I don't know. It's one of. I mean, I really like being on EMI Canada, because I'm basically a free agent now, and I license the record to different labels. And EMI Canada is great. So it's very separate from the EMI family in many ways. But for a brief period of time, I was on a major label worldwide, and it was so restrictive and so conservative, and so much of their effort went to actually like restricting people's access to music. I think that's a huge part of why the record companies are sort of falling apart. Is you can't punish people for listening to music. You can't sue people for listening to music. You can't actively restrict people's access to music. You have to put music out there and spread it far and wide and hope that people like it. And I mean, I know this might sound crazy, but if people like music, there's a good chance they'll actually buy it.
Does the little guy on the cover of the album have a name? I mean, he's just such a plaintive-looking guy. You want to give him a hug.
Well, I started drawing him in 1984. I dropped out of college and I was working in a tiny little independent record shop. And so I started drawing this guy on the bags that left the store. And then when I started making my own records, every now and then someone would want an autograph. And rather than just scribble my name, I would draw this little cartoon character, and he sort of took on a life of his own. And his nickname is Little Idiot, because that's also my nickname. At one point, my manager was jokingly trying to insult me, and he referred to me as a little idiot, and I thought that was very funny. So henceforth, I've sort of been known as Little Idiot.
Well, another question about film, because we recently saw here with the Toronto International Film Festival the debut of the film Suck. And you get eaten in Suck, which is an interesting fate for a vegetarian.
Yeah, I thought, well, I mean, I have no interest in acting, because as everybody knows, there's not a lot of precedent for musicians acting well. But my friend Jeff Rogers asked me to be in this movie, so sort of as a favor to him, and also because I was really intrigued by the other people in the movie. You know, like some of the guys from Kids in the Hall,
and Iggy Pop's
and
there,
Iggy Pop, and Henry Rollins, and Alice Cooper, and Malcolm McDowell. So it so I said sure, and I mean, I'm not in the movie all that long, and I also liked the irony of me being a vegan, standing on stage, being pelted with bloody meat, and then being eaten by a sexy rock and roll vampire. So I thought it was. I mean, I haven't actually seen the movie yet, so I don't know if it's something I should be proud of or something I should cringe.
It went well over at the film festival.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. But I haven't seen my part. I don't know, like, because I don't think of myself as an actor, so I have no idea if me showing up on screen is utterly humiliating or something that I don't have to be too ashamed of.
I have one last thing. I got an email from somebody, again, back to film. I don't know why. We just keep coming back that way. A gentleman named George would like New Dawn Fades in the set, because the first time he ever heard you was in the soundtrack to the movie Heat, specifically the scene where Al Pacino is pursuing Robert De Niro just before the meeting in the coffee shop. He says it would be cool to hear it live. I said I'd pass it along.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. We play it live sometimes. It's a pretty easy song to play live because it only has 4 chords. The band I'm touring with right now, they don't actually know it. But in the past, I've taught it to people live on stage, because the drums are really simple and the bass part's really simple. So, yeah, so maybe George didn't actually say if he's coming to the show tonight.
Oh, he's coming to the show.
Okay, then I'll see if we can fit it in. I can't promise anything, but I'll try.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks.
Appreciate it.